So one of the biggest questions that I get when people find out that we homeschool with Montessori is what our classroom looks like. So a quick pan around our classroom. This should be our formal dining room, but we repurposed it, and it is our classroom space. That is it right there. All right, guys, we've talked about the science and sensorial shelf. We've talked about reading. We talked about peace, contemplation, and biomes. And last but not least, we are over to the math shelf. The math shelf starts here and goes across, and then you come down to the second shelf and go across, and then you go down to the third shelf and go across. Each job kind of getting harder and further along in the process. And then over here are a couple of extra file folder game boxes that we got for my son because that's something that he's really, really excited about. He loves doing these games. Like, he will seek out a new skill specifically because one of these file folder games teaches that skill. But the shelf itself starts with, oh geez, my daughter, you can see that she's, well, first of all, this is the list that she was gonna do the other day. She made a list for herself, but this is her beginning math material, and this is her paper that she can write down if she wants to. And then this is just the short beat stair. And then we have the addition charts. We have the addition snake game, the 100 board, which she is slowly but surely working out her numbers. When she chooses this job, she will write an entire line on whatever day she chooses it, and then she'll put it away and do the next line the next day. That's how she's decided to break that up. Here is extra beads. We will use these when we lose pieces from here and here, but really these are for multiplication. My son will use them for skip counting though. This is the subtraction snake. Sorry, this is the subtraction snake game, a Yahtzee kind of game. And then this is the actual bead chains for multiplication and skip counting, which my son is using. And then we have the stamp game, which my son is using right now, and my daughter hopefully will be using by the end of this coming school year. This box right here actually has some letter material and some math material in it because in our previous place where we lived, we didn't have a whole room like this. And so this whole math shelf was contained within here. Except for the snake game, none of this stuff was even out. It was just in boxes because we weren't using it. My son had already done these a little bit, and so we put them away, and my daughter wasn't to this one yet, so we just didn't have them out at all. And then the short bead stair games were all in here in these little boxes because this box, pull it out. It's got like, I don't even know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's got 16 of these boxes in it. And so we had the letter work in there, and then we had the math work on the other side. And so when we were traveling, as we moved, we just took this in the car with us so that we could do it while we were traveling. And that worked really nice. We just haven't kind of taken it apart and given these things a new home yet since we moved. And then these are the file folder games, which I'll try to do a video about them later because they are super cool. My son, like I said, he freaking loves them. And he uses them all the time. He gets so excited. And he comes and he gives me a report on like how the game went and who won the game. Like if it was a race between 3 different like things on the mat or whatever, he'll come and give me a report of how it's gone. That's how much he loves them. So let me back up a little bit so you can see it again. So that's our math shelf. And that's what we have. My daughter will be 6 in July of this year, and my son will be 9. So they are sharing, all of this space with their jobs. Some of them overlap, most of them don't really overlap, but that's our math shelf.